Right, Noel Sweeney here from the Swilly Drive School of Motoring to give you some pre-test tips on checks that you're going to ask to do in your driving test. Now the instructor that you're working with should be registered with ADI. He'll have his badges displayed on the car. Now the tester will be testing you on vehicle checks, and he'll be asking you to point out some of the things, and he will also be doing some of them himself. I'm going to give you an idea of the kind of things that he's going to ask you to do. He's going to ask you to get into the car, and he's going to go around and check your brake lights and indicators. He's going to ask you for the indicators on the back and the front. What he'll do is he'll go round behind the car, and the signal he'll give you for right indicator, for left indicator and brake. He'll come up to the front of the car and he'll check your indicators again, right and left. He'll also go to your tax and insurance, and he'll check to make sure the tax is valid and your insurance is valid and the number of the car coincides with the number that you've got here. We also check to make sure you have L plates displayed front and back. Always keep the L plates on the passenger side well up out of the road and not in the line of vision, because if they're in the line of vision he'll object to it. Then he's going to ask you to pull your bonnet and give him some internal checks within the engine. On this car, the release button for the bonnet is here. Some cars it's up here, some cars, so it can be all different, but familiarise yourself with it. Outside, lift your bonnet. There's a release clip, safety clip, lift up the safety clip. Some cars you pull it right, left, depending on what different makes of cars. You lift up your bonnet and you point to them where they dip the oil. You don't have to touch anything. Tell them where they're located, and this is where you put the oil into there. This is your coolant. The purpose of the coolant is to keep your engine cool. It circulates around the engine when your engine's moving, and we have a min and max mark on it to tell you how much coolant to keep into it. We've also got a windscreen washer liquid as well, and there's a symbol for the windscreen and the wipers and that. There's a temperature on that for the coolant, and we also have a symbol on the brake for the brake fluid. The brake fluid is the symbol of the brakes. Now in this particular car there's electric powered steering in it, but some cars there is a reservoir for powered steering fluid as well. We also be asked to check the tyres. How do we know to go about checking the tyres? What I'm going to do is I'm going to start the vehicle, to point out to you the car's in neutral, and I have to put the clutch on this car. I'm going to check the tyres. There's supposed to be a minimum of 1.6 millimetre. And how do we know there's 1.6? Because you get the wee grooves in between the tyre to point out to you there's 1.6 when the tyre wears down to that. Now if the tyres are any lower than that, the tester won't take you out. So you can do that check on your tyres. Minimal tread 1.6. Then you'll be asked to close the bonnet, and he will tell you to proceed with your driving test.